Photographer Bian Yuan specializes in capturing images of birds. He uses his cameras to document these majestic creatures and has done so for 25 years.
现在给我整的叫什么拍鸟狂人呐、给我整了一个。
Bian Yuan has taken tens of thousands of photos over the years. Of the many images he has captured, he feels only a fraction can be considered true works of photo art. In the spring of 2013, Bian Yuan leaves Dalian on a trip to Shandong, Shaanxi and Yunnan provinces to photograph swans, crested ibis and black-necked cranes. The journey will be a long one, and it's uncertain whether he will get the once-in-a-blue-moon shots he desires.
就是这个镜头，我的主要的重武器。
He uses an 800mm telephoto lens and 3 top-of-the-line Canon SLRs. He also carries a high-end Hasselblad for capturing larger scenes and 3 Leica cameras for photographing scenes with people. Bian Yuan spares no expense when it comes to cameras. He has photographed birds for over 20 years and now has a unique personal shooting style.
一味的拍，就会很机械的钻进去了，钻进去就视线开不了。那怎么办呢？我就后来就是买了很多的吴冠中的书。
Bian Yuan is influenced by the paintings of Wu Guanzhong. He fuses emptiness and reality. This technique allows Bian Yuan to focus on how birds interact with their environment.
107，那些东西在一块儿，130来公斤吧，啊，130多公斤。OK。现在是跑了165001公里。 归零了。那从现在开始呢，就是我这一次南下拍鸟的0点位置。
The first destination is Yandunjiao village in Shandong province, a place well known for swans. Bian Yuan wants to photograph 3 different species of birds: swans, crested ibis and black-necked cranes, and will have limited time at each location. Bian Yuan plans to spend 2 days in Shandong.
拍一种鸟类，在一个栖息环境内，应该没有个10天8天，恐怕不能出作品。你不充分的去对它的了解呀，很难出来优秀的作品。 这么晚都不好意思啊！
没事。我说你把车还放前面。
It's midnight when Bian Yuan finally arrives at Yantai. He will stay at a villager's home.
现在已经12点20了。我6点钟出去吧。
6点出去，天那个还没黢黑，不是要黢黑，就是蒙亮。
蒙亮就够了。
那也行。
明早我就6点钟出发。 哎呀，太阳要出来了！我天哪，昨天晚上睡过了。
Bian Yuan arrives at the location as the sun begins peeping over the mountain. He chooses a spot where he faces the sun directly. He wants photos of the swans that are backlit, but the swans are too far away. The early morning or late afternoon sun provides strong directional light for taking photographs that have vivid color. To attract the swan's attention, Bian asks a villager for help.
说这个村的，我们每年都来喂蹄儿。
The swans are quickly attracted to his chosen spot on the lake. The scene is coming together nicely. November to early March is when swan feeding reaches its peak here. Many amateur photographers will come to take photographs. Bian Yuan decides to scatter the corn himself. The sun is rising very fast. Within minutes, the effect created by the sun's rays will change greatly. It's important to have an understanding of bird behavior. Bian Yuan's greatest enjoyment is getting up close and personal.
城市变成了我的驿站了，跟鸟在一起。 在湿地边，在森林旁，就完全在大自然的环境当中，我觉得给我自己觉得身心呐，各方面能给我更舒心的一个这么个环境。
As the morning wears on, the sunlight is no longer as good for shooting. Though Bian Yuan captures the scene that he wanted, the photos seem to lack a special quality.
你看他们很多的影友啊，拍照片都聚在一块儿。我的观点就不这样，拍照片就不能聚堆儿。
Most of the amateur photographers choose a spot at the dam to take their pictures. Bian Yuan picks a spot facing into the sun. He plans to capture images of swans flying across the face of the sun. As the sun sets, swans will set off for their nightly resting place. A strong wind begins to blow.
风大，这个能有6级风左右，很冷，我都感冒了，还在那吹。现在太阳是最好的时候。 没了，这个可能就要对着太阳去。
Though swans fly across the sun, Bian Yuan can only photograph them from behind.
它是这样的，我们正好呢，是我们面对着太阳的10点钟到11点钟方向，是风向我们刮来。 这样的话呢，这个天鹅飞起来的是顶着风飞。
He was facing into the wind, and Bian Yuan could only photograph swans as they flew away from him. There was no chance of photographing swans flying across the face of the sun.
我就担心我的三脚架会不会被这风给刮倒。
Bian Yuan is developing a fever and cannot get pictures that meet his standards. But if he gives up too soon, his trip will be wasted.
昨晚又出了一身汗，拍鸟，发烧友，烧到自己的脑子上，
啊，今天不错。
The next day, Bianyuan will go to Shanxi. This is his last chance to photograph the swans. He chooses a new location, hoping for inspiration. Though not yet fully recovered from his fever, Bian's energy returns at the chance to photograph more birds.
好不好？漂亮吧？
In the morning, the swans congregate around the rocks. Bian wants to take a series of photos of swans near the rocks. Before long, workers from the protection station begin feeding the swans. A large number swim out of the range of his camera's frame, and only a few are left. His plan is spoiled again. The swans begin returning to the rocks after eating. However, nobody will be feeding them here, so they may not remain for very long.
这个底下有淡水，你知道吧？始终留下来了一些淡水，所以它这个天鹅呀，在海里吃些海藻之后呢，它也渴呀，所以它就在下面找淡水吃。
Though the swans are back by the rocks, the sunlight is now completely different from what Bianyuan had wanted for his morning scene.
我现在看看有没有天鹅从那边再飞过来，往上落的感觉。哎。
As he waits, the sun continues to climb. Bianyuan has only one afternoon left to photograph the swans. After a day and a half of shooting, he hasn't captured a single satisfactory image. He decides to shoot some of the villagers and show them the resulting photos. They take a break at noon, and Bianyuan follows them into the canteen. Late in the afternoon, Bian arrives at his shooting location, an old boat. This is his last chance. This situation is different than on the previous day. Groups of swans are now flying continuously. Bian knows the birds are beginning to migrate.
它的迁徙非常明显，昨天就没有这种现象。今天气温是直接上升到18度，昨天是6度，今天18度，马上它就会北迁啊！哎呀，又来了！
He only has 2 days in Shandong, and seeing the swans beginning to migrate north is disheartening. He is hoping to capture something from all of the activity.
因为它都是在滑翔一下就飞起来，啊，在湖的中间转一圈，这就是告别了，啊，我们要走了，典型的。
By the afternoon, the number of swans and the frequency of their flights are substantial, but Bianyuan's photographs still lack something. Then, workers from the protection station start feeding the swans. Hearing the whistle, the swans come flapping across the water. He immediately leaves the boat and sets up his equipment in the direction the swans are heading. On his last day, Bianyuan finally gets a photo that satisfies him. After returning to the villager's home, he can't wait to see how it turns out.
这是我这次来最满意的一幅照片，到目前为止，用了我印象当中好像用了1/40秒，不50秒，拍的这张照片，800毫米镜头，挑战的这个极限，啊，主题鲜明，右下要画9层格，右下点是吧？而且下边是实的，还很重，上边是虚的，很轻。 后边的大量的虚化、动感，而这张是实的，这就对动物的了解。在它刹车的一瞬间，扑通翅膀降速的时候，而且这个快门预知聚焦。
This photo is the first truly well-executed shot Bianyuan has made on this excursion. He will soon leave for Yang County in Shanxi province to photograph the crested ibis. Bianyuan visited Yang County in 1998, but only photographed individual ibis. Now he wants to focus on the interplay between the birds and their environment. He wants to photograph a large group taking off from the same tree. To do so, he'll need to find a suitable resting area where a large group of birds will gather. Bianyuan consults the crested ibis museum staff. They tell him the birds are scattered widely because it's the breeding season. It will be hard to find what he wants in such a large area.
再放一下猫啊，还有一些诱客的一些环境的那个食物量肯定要比笼养要。
Bian will photograph the crested ibis the following day. He prepares by cleaning his equipment. He doesn't want to encounter problems just as he's ready to begin shooting. Bianyuan dresses in grey clothing. Crested ibis are quite alert and sensitive to intruders. In order to get the desired shot, he needs to find the nightly resting place of a large group. These birds will leave that spot in the early morning and not return until nightfall. Bianyuan invites Captain Li, a manager in the crested ibis protected zone, to act as his guide. Li knows the distribution of the crested ibis. He'll take Bian to a resting area used by dozens of crested ibis.
今早上4点钟就爬起来了，4点35出发啊，离开所住的酒店，前往这个朱鹮的夜宿地。
On his way to the spot, Bianyuan comes across a group of children warming themselves beside a fire.
等车呀，你们！
The students are off to primary school. They arrive at this spot early each Monday morning to catch a bus that will take them to school. They will not return home until the weekend. After about 20 minutes, Bian arrives at a spot often used by crested ibis to shelter overnight.
哦，看北地看，从这儿到这儿。
没有，待会儿不会读的。
2倍时长。
The villagers are sure the crested ibis are near the hill, but Bianyuan doesn't see any. He wants to go to a better spot to observe them.
哦，在这儿啊，我看到了，终于看到了。
这个地方不行，这个地方挡我。
Dawn will arrive soon, and the crested ibis will fly away.
人多准备，马上鸟一会儿就快飞了。啊，快走了。
The light is dim, so Bianyuan adjusts his camera to compensate. At this time of year, the crested ibis will leave their overnight resting place at around 7 a.m. The lack of sunlight will be a big problem.
不好，天一亮就太阳没出来，朱鹮就得飞走。它的照度不够，我们是看到了，但是没法拍到，啊。
The weather in Yang County is cloudy. The crested ibis will set off before the sun comes up. Bianyuan isn't sure if there will be enough light when they begin to fly.
明天我呢，就今天这个位置，我要搭伪装网，啊，搭伪装网呢就在这儿堵它了，因为我总觉得这个朱鹮呐，看我们看的是很清楚的，这样我把伪装网给搭上，我觉得是肯定是可以的，啊。
After 15 years, Bianyuan has returned to Yang County to photograph crested ibis. He wants a picture containing dozens of the birds taking off from a single tree. He will have to wait one more day to attempt getting the image he desires. Photographer Bianyuan hopes to capture a large group of crested ibis taking off from the tree. Such a photograph eludes him on his first attempt, but the following day he will use camouflage to remain invisible to the birds. Bian then plans to travel to Yunnan to photograph majestic black-necked cranes. Join us again to see how he fares in the next part of The Bird Chaser.